Hey there, happy Memorial Day. I hope you all are finding some ways to get out and about and enjoy the day. It is a gorgeous day here in San Francisco. My honey and I, we are going to be heading out to the park soon, going to have a little picnic and just spend a little bit of time together. One of my goals in life is to try to create, time for connection, adventure, shaking things up. Another goal of mine is to be in deep relaxation. I've had a couple of days of that. This past Saturday and Sunday were super quiet and just being at home. And now I'm ready to get out into the world and do a little something. Welcome to the life of an introvert. So last time we were together during our year of self-care, we talked about goals. And I heard from so many of you about the goals that you're setting for yourselves and the intentions that you're setting. And they're so beautiful and powerful and amazing. So thank you for writing and sharing and keeping me in the loop about that. So let's go ahead and continue our journey. We have our self-care cards here, and we're going to see what we have in store for us this week. Okay. I'm feeling this one. Okay, what is it? Come on, y'all. Love. How could it get any better than that? Choose love. Let your love become a powerful force for change. This is super important. We're coming up on a Pride Month. A shout out to my queer babies. And, love is love is love is love. And, I think for so many of us who experience sexual trauma, love can get a little bit tricky. Most of the time we know statistically that the person who causes harm in these situations is someone who we loved, someone who loved us. And yet, choices were made, actions, behaviors that were not loving. Yeah, that did not really represent the powerful force that love can be. Trauma and pain come into our lives and they can kind of dissect our heart. So many of my clients describe themselves as living in their heads only. They don't want to go anywhere near this heart area, which we use as a representation of feeling. I think feeling is actually energy that occurs in the entire body. It's not just in the heart, but there is something to it though, the idea of like a broken heart. We use all of these metaphors to represent what it feels like when we are betrayed, when love lets us down. And certainly in my life and my journey, I've had my heart broken. I've experienced the trauma of sexual abuse and rape, and these non-loving acts have informed and shaped so much of how I used to think about love and relationship and connection and what was possible and what I would be willing to be open to. My capacity for love often remained very, very big. I think that's one of the things that's so very kind of compelling, interesting, challenging about sexual trauma is that most of the people that I talk to are really great lovers. Oh my gosh, they give so much love out into the world and into their families. But receiving love, not as easy, not as straightforward, not as simple, not as open to the receiving side of love. But love, when we allow it in, does become a powerful force for change. I think oftentimes, yes, what I'm doing with my clients is I'm teaching them skills and tools and I'm giving them perspective and I'm holding them accountable. But I'm also just really loving them. And I'm letting them know that love can be safe. Love can be awesome. And, you might not hear that a lot from people who are in the mental health field. I remember in my training days, there was a lot of discouragement, I would say. But it never made sense to me. How can you be working with someone on their most intimate things, their life, the things that have happened to them that have been so tragic and harmful, and remain dissociated, disconnected, professional, like somehow loving the person that you're working with is unprofessional. It just never made sense to me. And in the 15 years that I've been doing this work, I really do think that that's been the biggest piece of the puzzle. I know it's been for me, the people in my life who have loved me, who have cared for me, who have, despite things that I maybe have done that have been not so great, have continued to love me and support me and care for me. Those are the people that have made the biggest difference in my life. There's this place in which we want, I think, things to feel good all of the time. And I think this line here, a powerful force for change. You know, when we're in our relationships, when we're in our life, it's a little bit of everything. I've been watching this TV show called 1883, and there's this powerful scene, and I want to just quote, they were talking about, you know, it's about the Oregon Trail, and I won't go into all the details. Anywho, the character in this show says, you know, heaven and hell are right here on earth now, and God is the land. Setting aside the God part, I think it's really fascinating that we spend a lot of our time here in this life thinking about the afterlife of heaven or the afterlife of hell, and one day we're going to experience one or the other. But what's actually happening is we're experiencing it all right now. Life is hellish. There are things that happen, like this shooting at the school, like the war in Ukraine, like the absolute terrifying laws that are trying to come around to stop women's rights to choose what they want to do with their body, the attacks on the transgender community. These are hellish things that are happening right now. Heaven is also happening right now. There is so much beauty in life. There are new lives being started. There are marriages happening. The kids that I nanny, oh my gosh, I'm about to see one of them graduate from high school. I'm about to see another one get married. Oh my gosh. Long story short, y'all, in our relationships, in our life, bad things are going to come. In our healing journey from trauma, shit's going to get real. It's going to get tough. We're going to go through some hell. But we're also going to experience heaven. And I think the powerful force for change, love, when we're struggling in a relationship, can we tap back into the love? Because that's going to be the force that will help us to change. When we're seeing something happening in the world that isn't right, can we bring in love? Because that is going to be the powerful force for change. Self-love is a powerful force for change. So, embrace love this week. Find those spaces and those places and the people and the ways in which you can use this powerful force in your own life and in the lives of others. Most of you need to focus on receiving love, not giving love. Okay, I just know it. And I can't wait to hear what comes up for you as you set this intention around love for this week. As always, if there's anything I can do to be a support to you, I'm here. Reach out. Until next time, take good care of you. Thanks everyone for listening.